including Jennifer Bamuturaki, participated in awarding of contracts without competitive bidding that caused losses in the airlines. Officials from Uganda Airlines were appearing before the committee for the third day on inquiries over the irregular operations of the airlines. We have the details.
Even, legally speaking, you are a different person.
We proceed as Jennifer Bamuturaki Musime.
In the documents acquired by the Committee on Commissions, Statutory Authority and State Enterprises, Uganda Airlines appointed to the position of CEO Jennifer Arnold Lenkai. According to the documents obtained by the committee, Uganda Airlines Chief Executive Officer Jennifer Bamuturaki Musime went through a process of change of names to Jennifer Arnold Lenkai in 2017.
I did it then, now I wouldn't do it. It was something I don't want to change my name anymore.
Having attempted to change names 5 years ago, Bamuturaki told the committee to treat the information as null and void, as she did not complete the legal process of change of names after having changed her mind, a process she has never retracted.
Did you retract it?
I'll have to find, because I have a new lawyer now.
How did you retract it?
I spoke to my lawyer to do the process, so I'll follow up.
Do you know if the lawyer did the process?
No, sir, I'm not sure, but I'll find out.
However, this gave the committee had time on carrying out the investigation for fear of the legal implications.
Before we proceed with her, we should ascertain who she is legally. Otherwise, we could be here dealing with someone we cannot stand tomorrow to confirm that this is the person.
The legal process was not concluded. So you're discussing when the legality is not concluded, sir. So I repeat, Jennifer Bamuturaki Musime.
Although in some of her documents she appears as Jennifer Bamuturaki, it was further established that Bamuturaki does not have all the requisite documents supporting her qualifications. Having attained a degree in social works and social administration in 1994, Bamuturaki could neither produce her academic transcript nor senior 4 certificate.
We are in 2022.
True.
And you're saying that Makerere could not find, up to now,
apparently they
your transcript.
No, they cannot find our, for our year, there's been a lot of movement.
Just like Bamuturaki, most of the top officials at Uganda Airlines lack the required qualifications as per their job descriptions.
No, people who are running it, they are not qualified, they are involved in shady deals and so on, because we've seen other top management officials who don't have the requisite qualifications.
Before being appointed CEO Uganda Airlines, Jennifer Bamuturaki was the Director of Commercial Operations at Uganda Airlines. During her time in office, Jennifer Bamuturaki Musime is said to have caused several losses to the airlines, having participated in awarding contracts to a Bavata company without competitive bidding.
But you said you had no connection. You've never had any connection to a Bavata?
Not legally, sir, because you asked if I own it.
I didn't ask if you own it.
What did you ask, sir?
What do you remember me asking?
You asked me if I had anything to do with it.
In 2019, a Bavata company was awarded a contract of ushering in Uganda Airlines, publicity and marketing for the airlines, a connection Bamuturaki participated in as discovered by the committee.
There was conflict of interest. Madam Jennifer has got a connection to a company called Abavata. They were handpicked. Why were they handpicked? Because the commercial director had an interest in that company. So
she said to have caused Uganda losses of over 2 billion in the said bid. According to the Auditor General's report, Uganda Airlines made a loss of 102 billion in the first year of operations, 164 billion and 232 billion respectively. The committee continues with the inquiry into its irregular operations Tuesday next week. Susan Naong and Gloria Guitabinji reporting for UBC TV.
Now, government is in advanced stages of restoring power supply at Isimba hydro power plant, which was shut down recently. The Minister for Energy and Mineral Resources, Ruth Nankabirwa, while updating Parliament on the status of Isimba power dam, revealed that various efforts have been secured, including importing power from other fields to ensure a stable supply of electricity. However, Parliament found Minister Nankabirwa's report on Isimba power dam wanting after the interventions could not satisfy the members.
On 8 August 2022, the Kayunga-based Isimba hydropower plant was abruptly shut down by government, affecting several communities which remained without access to electricity. The 183 megawatts hydro plant was recently launched by President Yoweri Museveni and last week shut down after floods submerged into the powerhouse, affecting the turbines. Minister for Energy and Mineral Development, Ruth Nankabirwa, has updated Parliament on the government interventions to contain the situation.
We are optimizing the generation capacity of available power plants across the country.
Nankabirwa defends the shutdown, saying it was inevitable to enable maintenance to take effect and to be completed within 9 weeks.
Detailed investigations are underway, and once a comprehensive root cause analysis report is finalized, my ministry will take appropriate action based on the findings and recommendations.
On top of importing power from neighboring Kenya, government has managed to stabilize the electricity supply by also tapping 20 megawatts from Kakira power plant to the national grid.
The plant flooded by water which ingressed into because of the works, maintenance works, not because of the too much water, rainwater. This is, please read the report.
Please, colleagues,
after we have imported and after the shutdown, may I know the impact, how it will affect the consumer? And that's where my interest is, because for me, I'm not an engineer, but for me, I'm a consumer.
The Isimba Dam debate creates a complex desert of queries by the members of parliament on the status of electricity supply in Uganda, including the rural electrification project. The heated MPs twisted the discussion, linking the Isimba situation to the challenges of electricity in the entire country.
Speaker, there's no power dam which will always operate at full capacity. That's why we have the units. Even when you go to Bujagali, there are like 5 units.
When you stretch economy, they will tell you Ukraine. Now we are waiting, even the Minister of Energy, to tell us that even Ukraine has brought problems for electricity in Uganda. We shall not wait for such questions.
Let the ministry wake up and tell this parliament the way forward. We're not going to get loans over loans. Loans over loans, and the money is not properly utilized. How do you get a loan to evacuate power and transmit? But at the end of the day, you generate the power, you fail to transmit. You're killing our money.
For somebody to say, to allege that I am too mean with information is insinuating improper motives in Ruth Nankabirwa.
The Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Thomas Tayebwa, who chaired the session, asked the Committee on Energy and Natural Resources to pick interest in the Isimba hydro scandal.
You have your time. You're the one supervising, overseeing these sectors. So we want you to utilize your time effectively and report back. Honourable Minister, whenever you have an update to this House, please reach out to us and we shall give you space. Thank you. Thank you, Honourable.
The Director, Human Resource Development, AIGP Godfrey Goloba, has cautioned the newly inducted traffic officers to avoid corrupt tendencies while executing duty. Goloba was officiating at the pass-out of 82 traffic officers and inspector of vehicles at Chibuli Police Training College.
The 82 passed-out officers include 63 traffic officers and 19 inspectors of vehicles who have been retooled with technical modules of operation demands. This induction course intends to equip traffic officers with special ICT knowledge and how to use installed security cameras to monitor and guide traffic flow.
Traffic officers are not exempted from seeing dead bodies on the road. So we thought it wise to take them to the mortuary to see what is done there. And given the fact that they are also investigators,
have been skilled in traffic and road safety duties. You have been skilled You have the knowledge. Please go back and deliver services in a professional manner. Deliver it to the population of Uganda.
While passing out these polished officers, the Director Human Resource Development, AIGP Godfrey Goloba, cautioned them against corruption.
Participants or graduates, as you leave the gates of the CID training school, please take note that the population out there think that traffic, actually police, is most corrupt among government agencies. Avoid as much as possible those corrupt tendencies while executing your duty.
The Directorate of Industrial Training has been pivotal in providing mechanical and technical skills to the inspector of vehicles during this training.
The skills you have got from this training, use it appropriately with integrity to protect people.
The Traffic Induction Course 2022 was conducted within a period of 12 weeks. Lydia Chomkama, UBC News.
Vote tallying is underway in Busongora South constituency in Kasese district, where the residents voted this morning to choose a new member of parliament. The parliamentary by-election that attracted 7 candidates in the race fell vacant after court threw out the incumbent MP, Gideon Mujungu, on allegations of vote malpractice during the 2021 general elections. According to the Electoral Commission chairperson, Justice Simon Byabakama, the voting process was largely peaceful, with no major incidents of disruption except the arrest of FDC's candidate.
Vote counting in most polling stations in Busongora South constituency by-election has started at 4 p.m. The race is tight between 3 candidates that include NRM's candidate Gideon Mujungu, FDC's Aloysius Chiema, and that of the National Unity Platform Jackson Mpaju.
The process is calm, people are peaceful, there is no fear for anything, nobody is disturbing the people, nobody is intimidating them or obstructing them. They are coming freely to cast their votes.
The NRM's candidate Gideon Mujungu cast his vote at Mukati Trading Center polling station in Irikoki sub-county and expressed optimism to a victory.
Everywhere in the north and the south, the highland and the lowland, voting is going on well. We have not registered any incident yet, and I'm very optimistic that it will go on successfully.
National Unity Platform candidate Jackson Mpaju Katika voted at Mpaju Primary School polling station.
This exercise has not been fair as expected. Here, the turn-up is a bit fair, but in the Lake region where I'm coming from, the turn-up is very low. Yet the heavy deployment, as you can see from the background, actually intimidates people.
Democratic Party candidate Benedict Musinje voted at Chamukoka polling station in Nakabingo sub-county.
For us as Democrats, people, me, a person carrying a hoe, I believe that after casting my vote, I'm going to the garden. Equally, my mother is going to do the same. My neighbor is doing the same. So at the end of the day, we have made a voice in the parliament.
FDC candidate Aloysius Chiema voted at Nyakazinga Primary School polling station in Kilembe sub-county before he was arrested for deliberately kicking the ballot box, which the Electoral Commission says is against the law.
FDC candidate kicked the ballot box because he was suspecting that there are irregularities at the station. We do not, of course, allow that kind of behavior. If you suspect something, if you have any complaint, you need to address it to the Commission and not to destroy or damage election materials. So police arrested him, and they have informed us that they have arrested him to make a statement in relation to that matter.
Philip Aguta and Moses Mutabali for UBC News in Kasese.
Thank you, Philip. Thank you, Moses. Now, it is a race against time for the Azimio camp to file a petition at Kenya's Supreme Court that will temporarily halt the swearing-in of the President-elect William Ruto. Now, as the legal battles take center stage, Ugandan analysts have, despite some hiccups, lauded Kenyans for showing democratic maturity. Dennis Sigoa reports.
Analysts in Uganda that have been keeping tabs with the political developments in Kenya have hailed the Kenyan general election, arguing that the election process has proved that the East African country's democracy is coming of age.
Of paramount importance is that what we are seeing in Kenya, and I'm going to turn this into a mantra wherever I appear, is that what we are seeing in Kenya did not fall from the sky. They were deliberate, they were intentional, they were purposeful. Insofar as deepening the democratization process is concerned. Sarah has alluded to the 2017 decision that gave the parameters that would govern the conduct of campaigns, conduct of the election day, and the conduct of tallying and the announcement of the winner.
This is despite the first runner-up in the presidential race, Raila Odinga, faulting the IEBC chairman, Wafula Chebukati, and declaring that the presidential results were null and void. Like in the 5 previous occasions, Raila has hinted on embarking on a legal battle at the Supreme Court.
So we see reforms, yes, not perfect, and of course for us in Uganda, lessons to learn. When we see a deliberate effort at a clean election, the media is allowed, social media is not clamped down, the internet continued, everything remained largely peaceful, save for that 1 week of announcing where I think we now need to know what exactly went wrong.
The declaration of Dr. William Ruto as the 5th president of Kenya set in motion the transition process from President Uhuru Kenyatta's administration to a new government. However, in the event Raila goes to the Supreme Court within 7 days of the declaration of the results, then the transition process could be halted until the judgment is rendered.
If I'm going to make a case about the numbers and I'm challenging, my task as a petitioner is to try to put this winning margin in doubt or to erase it. If I'm going to say, look, I was cheated of 400,000 votes, maybe I may want to say there are 50,000 invalid votes, which I do not know how they arose. The invalid votes, this form 34A, which we are talking about, are the equivalent of what we call a DR form in Uganda. It has space for invalid votes.
Declaration of results form.
Yes. So that form is able to guide on how many invalid votes exist at each particular polling station. And those numbers can guide you to detect an anomaly and in tallying.
If Ruto's victory is upheld, then the swearing-in ceremony will be held exactly 14 days after the Supreme Court judgment. Dennis Sigoa and Juma Samba for UBC News.
Sasulira akasimu k'ekirooto kyo mpola mpola. Funa essimu y'ekirooto kyo leero ng'osasula mpola mpola okutandikira ku nnusu 14 n'ofuna data ow'obwereere okumala omwaka. Essimu zonna kugirako MB za 5 buli lunaku okumala emyezi 12. Osasulira omwaka gumu. Ziri mu maduuka ga MTN n'aga M-Kopa. MTN, everywhere you go.
Oh, Susan, I want to propose to Rose. Yes, and this time I am serious.
Have you guys had sex?
Duh, of course.
And have you had sex without using condoms?
Hey, nga you're curious.
I'm more concerned. Are you having sex with other people?
Hey, hello. Is this an interview or what?
No, just things you should think about. Do you know Rosie's HIV status?
Okay. This is serious. Should I be worried?
It is actually serious. Do you know your HIV status?
I think I am safe. Many times we get into situations that put us at risk of HIV. However, the first step to ending HIV is getting tested and knowing your results.
It's Time Up HIV. Call 0800-211-046 or text 8080 toll-free for more information about how to prevent HIV.
This message is brought to you by Ministry of Health with support from USAID.
Do you need data collection services, data analysis and reporting, monitoring and evaluation systems? Then contact Molt Technologies, a professional research firm that has provided many organizations with timely research solutions for over 15 years. For more information, visit www.mt.co.ug or call us on 0704 913 399 or 0782 602 963. Visit our office in Kampala at Sayuni Complex in Tinda. Mood Technologies, your professional research firm.
At Timex Nutrition Center, we advise you on the right foods to eat, exercise profile to adopt, and lifestyle strategies which are compatible to your blood group and genotype. This empowers your body to prevent and treat many diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, and many others. For more information, find us at our head office in Kampala on Nassa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor, or call 0758 819 952 or 0778 288 361. We also have other branches in Bara and Jinja.
The Tales of Kasozi, brought to you by Uganda Communications Commission.
Hello? Hello? This is Kasozi. How can I help you?
Hey, Kasozi, my brother. Long time. We last met when we were at campus. It's been a while, but you are the person I'm looking for.
Campus? Really?
Hey, you don't remember me?
Okay, so how can I help you?
I'm stuck in Gulu making millions, and I need to urgently send money to my sick mother. But I can't find any mobile money agent near me. I've sent the money to your phone, as you can see the message. It might take a few minutes to come through, but I urgently need you to send the money to my mother. Let me send you her number, and you send it to her chap.
My friend, I'm afraid your mom is going to die.
What?
Because I don't know you, I never went to campus, and I'm also in Gulu. So can we meet at CPS, we talk about it?
Stay tuned for what Kasozi does next.
Tofera, refrain from unnecessary engagements with strangers over the phone. This message is powered by the Uganda Communications Commission.
National Council for Higher Education will hold the 4th Annual Higher Education Conference on the 14th and 15th September 2022. The conference theme is Enhancement of Teaching, Learning and Assessment with Ordeal in Higher Education. The guest of honor will be the First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Honorable Janet Kataha Museveni. The conference will be held physically at Hotel Africana for only invited guests and open to online participants via Zoom webinar that will be shared under the events section at www.unche.or.ug. The keynote speakers are Ezra Nazim, Senior Fellow of Higher Education Academy UK, Professor Henk Gerald Sola, a Dutch organizational theorist and Emeritus Professor of Business, Engineering and ICT at Groningen University, the Netherlands. The National Council for Higher Education is receiving papers from researchers and scholars for publication in the Uganda Higher Education Review, Journal of National Council for Higher Education. For more details, send inquiries to simuhumuza@unche.or.ug, info@unche.or.ug, or call 0783 04 0024 or 0704 80 0926 plus 256 39 32 62 140/4.
Enjoy more GBs for the same price on Airtel. Shareable using to Gabonais. We have increased GBs across all your favorite packs. Now, 4 GB is at 10,000 shillings and 10.5 GB at 22,500 shillings, all valid for a week. For the heavy data users, enjoy 24 GB at 50,000 shillings and 50 GB at 100,000 shillings, all valid for a month. Dial *175# or use the My Airtel app to buy these and more affordable weekly and monthly data bundles on Airtel, the smartphone network.
Cooking with electricity is now affordable. Cook your beans. Avoid smoke.
Sayaka. Cooking with electricity is now so affordable with the Fumba tariff set by the Electricity Regulatory Authority. With the Fumba tariff, you can now buy up to 70 units of Yaka at a reduced price of 412 Uganda shillings per unit after consuming your first 80 units of the month. For more information, contact the Electricity Regulatory Authority on 0200 506 000.
At Timex Nutrition Center, we advise you on the right foods to eat, exercise profile to adopt, and lifestyle strategies which are compatible to your blood group and genotype. This empowers your body to prevent and treat many diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, and many others. For more information, find us at our head office in Kampala on Nassa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor, or call 0758 819 952 or 0778 288 361. We also have other branches in Bara and Jinja.
Welcome back from the break, and we're glad that you're still with us. Now, with more on UBC News tonight, Uganda National Examination Board has released this year's examinations timetable for primary leaving examinations, Uganda Certificate of Examinations, and Uganda Advanced Certificate of Examinations, which start on the 14th of October, with a briefing of UCE candidates. Now, the whole exercise is estimated to cost about 50 billion Uganda shillings. And while addressing the press at Media Center in Kampala, the Executive Director UNEB, Dan Odongo, warned that UNEB will not handle any complaints or registration at examination day, advising parents to take their children to schools with UNEB registration numbers.
A total of 1,280,172 candidates have been registered to sit this year's examinations in all the 3 levels of fine examinations, primary leaving, Uganda Certificate of Education, and Uganda Advanced Certificate of Education. This indicates an increase in candidature of 7.7%, PLE by 1,000 and UCE by 5,000, while USCE registered a slight decrease in candidature.
The number of girls being registered are more than that of the boys. But we would like to think maybe because of the campaigns about the girl child not to be neglected, these campaigns have been taken seriously, and parents are ensuring that the female, the girl child is taken to school and kept in school until they reach this level.
The board has released the timetable that indicates UCE candidates are to start writing their examinations on 17th October and end on 18th November. PLE will sit from 7th to 9th November, and USCE start on 18th November and complete on 9th December. This time round, UNEB has made braille timetables to cater for the blind.
With their fingers, so they're able to read using this is what we call the braille.
UNEB urges school administrators and candidates to comply with the regulations on conducting the examinations, emphasizing that ignorance will not be taken as an excuse for examination malpractice.
We give all these actions that candidates may take. Sometimes it is inadvertent because they are not aware that this is leading to examination malpractice. Sometimes, of course, if they have planned, then they would do it despite what they have been given. But we want to protect those that may fall victim because of lack of knowledge. Because once examination malpractice is already detected, you cannot plead ignorance.
At the moment, UNEB expects examination centers as a directive to display candidates' registers for confirmation of their registration as well as correctness of biodata. It has given those with complaints of especially registration until 2 weeks to the start of examinations to raise them, warning that no measures will be taken on examination day.
If their children are in schools that do not have UNEB centers, they should worry themselves about where the children have been registered. We do not want to wait until on the first day of the examination to discover that a certain number of candidates at a particular center have not been registered. And UNEB will not take any further corrective measures for information that will reach the board on the day of the examination.
In this regard, UNEB has provided a toll-free number and customer care number, plus a way on how parents and guardians can confirm their children's registration using a mobile phone. The board expects to deploy about 70,000 personnel throughout the whole exercise, which is estimated to cost about 50 billion Ugandan shillings. I'm Nafka Farida and Stephen Kalisia in Kampala.
Uganda national curriculum carries the best foundation since it's very vigorous and demanding compared to the international curriculum, which explains why students from national curriculum excel in international examinations. Parents and teachers of Vienna College gave life to this assertion during the receipt of the May-June Cambridge examination results, in which students had remarkable performance in economics and sciences, with Uganda having the best students in sub-Saharan Africa. We have the details.
The Uganda national curriculum remains one of the best in the sub-Saharan Africa after Vienna College students performed exceedingly well in the May-June Cambridge O-level examinations.
The Ugandan curriculum is very rigorous, very demanding, and do require a lot from students. Now, when you get a student who is from the Ugandan curriculum and you take him or her to the international curriculum, where the learning is tailored much more appropriately and the instruction is much more modern, most students excel. In fact, I can say unequivocally that the Ugandan curriculum gives a very good foundation to a student to do international studies.
Formerly a student at St. Mary's College, Kisubi, Keith Rezahura Daniel joined Vienna College during the prolonged COVID-19-induced lockdown to benefit from the uninterrupted learning, which was not the case with the traditional schools that were under lock and key. With a mixture of both national and hybrid curriculums, Keith Rezahura emerged the best student, scoring 9 A stars in all the 9 subjects he sat for.
On top of all things, I'm going to have to credit the teachers because back when I was at SMAC, yes, I had really nice teachers, especially my math teacher. Thank you very much if you're listening to this or if you're watching this, and my English teacher, Madame Sarah, thank you very much as well. So math and English are actually my best subjects. Those two made it easy back when I was at SMAC. So coming here, looking at the difference in the way math and English are taught, it was easier to grasp what was being taught here because of the preparation that I had when I was at SMAC.
Just like Keith's parents, the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development, Agure Chibenge, attests to the fact that most parents transferred their children to international schools like Vienna College, and indeed their decisions have paid off.
Because the programs they offer are programs where children are empowered to work on their own, to think creatively, and not to be spoon-fed. They are given tasks around which they work, and they create, they are creators of knowledge. They are problem solvers. So that kind of approach appealed to us.
Melanie Moira Ogwang topped the girls' list with a remarkable performance of 8 A-stars. To her parents, the magic lies in the tripartite collaboration of the parents, teachers and the students.
Sometimes as parents we send our children to school and we're like, let them go. And then we begin to demand for grades from the teachers. It doesn't happen that way.
Like, do your thing, be yourself, love yourself, do your thing. I'm excited for all of you, I'm excited for girls.
Celebrating the remarkable performance could not go without the recognition of one Jolun Saba. After all, he beat everyone in the sub-Saharan Africa after he scored the highest mark of 95% in economics.
He gets a handshake from Mr. Kachiko Headmaster. Because Mr. Kachiko is an economist.
Vienna College, one of the 10 international schools in Uganda, is the largest at Cambridge enrollment and competes with other schools in 167 countries worldwide. Dorcas Kimono, UBC News.
Thank you, Dorcas Kimono. Now, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Water and Environment, Alfred Okidi, revealed that solid waste and fecal sludge management still requires a lot of investment for proper disposal in the country. This was at the project launch for strengthening solid waste and fecal sludge management capacity of the Greater Kampala metropolitan area at Skies Hotel in Kampala.
It's estimated about 90% of the population in Kampala relies on the use of on-site sanitation facilities, which include pit latrines and septic tanks that end up being emptied directly into the environment, posing both health and environmental problems. It is from this backdrop that the Global Green Growth Institute, Ministry of Water and Environment, Republic of Korea, through KOICA, launched a project for strengthening solid waste in Kampala. The project looks at developing a solid waste and fecal sludge management strategy through developing waste collection centers to be used for sorting and diversion, which will be in selected municipality respectively. Alfred Okidi, the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Water and Environment, noted that the intervention will go a long way to improve the health, sanitation and hygiene of communities in the Greater Kampala by improving the local government sanitation systems.
So if we manage the solid waste well, we are going to reduce emission of the greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, therefore contributing to our nationally determined contribution. So we welcome this project and it is going to go a long way to address that. The first phase that we are going to look at is going to run, I think, up to for about close to 2 years, so 2024, and then subsequent.
Taking this great opportunity to launch the strengthening of solid waste and fecal sludge management capacity of the Greater Kampala Metropolitan Area Project, I really hope that Korea and Uganda raise further our mutual understanding and trust and expand our cooperation and collaboration into other fields and areas. Let's keep this momentum going together.
Other stakeholders say that the project represents an important step towards creating a circular economy with green growth development, thus enabling economic development, environmental sustainability and inclusiveness.
Waste management in Uganda is a serious problem. Uganda has officially one landfill here in Kampala and no other landfill. So all our secondary cities, as well as Kampala, they have no formal processing of any form of waste. And in some areas, because we're talking about waste, both solid as well as liquid waste, so that means fecal sludge or human, feces. And in some parts of Uganda, you can still see people defecating outside, for example. So again, you do not have to be an expert in this area to see the need for Uganda and Kampala to address the waste challenge that you're facing.
The project will run from 2022 to 2023 with the objective of greenhouse gas emission reduction, green jobs creation, increase access to sustainable services, contribute to improved air quality and enhanced adaptation to climate change. Zahara Abigaba, UBC News.
Forget last season. Forget the oohs and the ahs. Forget every moment that stole the show. Because the real show is here on GoTV. It's the new season. It's action-packed and it's going to be non-stop football. With over 1,000 games from more than 7 leagues and cup competitions plus a World Cup. Make sure you get the best seat in the house this new football season. Get a GoCoder with 1 month of GoTV value for only 25,000 Uganda shillings and enjoy non-stop football. GoTV Uganda. Love it.
At Timex Nutrition Center, we advise you on the right foods to eat, exercise profile to adopt, and lifestyle strategies which are compatible to your blood group and genotype. This empowers your body to prevent and treat many diseases like diabetes, blood pressure, arthritis, ulcers, obesity, and many others. For more information, find us at our head office in Kampala on Nassa Road, Conrad Plaza, 2nd floor, or call 0758 819 952 or 0778 288 361. We also have other branches in Bara and Jinja.
Do you need data collection services, data analysis and reporting, monitoring and evaluation systems? Then contact Mold Technologies, a professional research firm that has provided many organizations with timely research solutions for over 15 years. For more information, visit www.mt.co.ug or call us on 0704 913 399 or 0782 602 963. Visit our office in Kampala at Sayuni Complex in Tinda. Mold Technologies, your professional research firm.
Uganda Landowners Association welcomes you to the Land Use Exhibition, the first of its kind in Uganda. Do you want to learn how to use and earn from your land, or you need information on how to manage your land? Come and be part of this exhibition, which will start from the 31st of August to the 1st of September at Umasho Grounds, Nakawa Multipurpose Hall. Don't miss a session which will tackle land matters in broad discussions at only 5,000 shillings. Small and large-scale business owners, you're invited to showcase your commodities. To be part of this exhibition, call 0701 111 401 or 0772 446 507. The Land Use Exhibition is organized by the Uganda Landowners Association, sponsored by Uganda Broadcasting Corporation, UBC.
Welcome back. Now, the Office of the President, Land Matters, has successfully saved communities living on a 3-square-mile block from being evicted using the new Law of Succession Act. Now, this follows a petition from the family of the late Ali Waswa to issue a restraining order to the custodians of the land from evicting the occupants. We have the details in this report.
The Succession Act, signed by President Yoweri Museveni and passed into law by Parliament, recently started benefiting a number of people across the country. In Buikwe district, over 2,000 people in the villages of Buagajo and Banga commended government for the Succession Act.
kunanyiri kibanja okuba n'obuyinza ku kibanja nti oteekeddwa okuba n'obusuulu babulaze obutuufu bulwazi obusuulu okubeera nga tunazi terina busuulu.
This comes after one side of the family of late Waswa, led by Uthman Batud and Hassan Mujenyi, petitioned the Office of the President on Land Matters, seeking intervention into their matter. Swaibu Kamswaga and others who failed to maintain the court order, however, allege that the petitioners are all direct beneficiaries of the estate. The complainants obtained the letters of administration and used them without the consent and knowledge of others to mismanage the properties of the deceased. In the meeting organized by the Directorate of Land Matters at State House, communities were taken through the Land Laws and Succession Act. The Deputy Private Secretary Land Matters, Edward Ocheng, however, cautioned communities against failure to follow court orders and the repercussions.
naye omuntu yena okumwe oba ataliwo okumwe ayinza ali museetegeeno
He commended Kamswaga and colleagues for not maintaining the status quo as per the Mukono Court and warned against intimidation on similar issues.
No. Era sikikolangako okuva ku yateekawo ekiwandiiko kino sikikolangako era sirina muntu yenna gwe nali mubuzizza ttaka oba okumuwandiikira transfer.
Council Raymond Kazibwe encouraged communities to comply with the Succession Act to avoid likely wrangles on property sharing of the deceased.
Whether rich or poor, to draft a will. Because a will is the only testament that helps you to divide your property and then sort out wrangles that would have happened in a way that there wasn't a will. When a person dies tested, it means that he has made a will. If you still want wrangles in your family, draft no will. But if you want them to be solved, draft a will.
The Rotary International President, Dr. Jennifer Jones, will early next month visit Uganda to assess the impact of work done by Rotarians in the country under her global tour codenamed the Imagine Impact Tour. During a press conference at Kampala on Wednesday, district governors of Rotary Uganda said that preparations are in high gear to welcome the first ever woman president of Rotary International.
The Rotary International President, Dr. Jennifer Jones, will early next month arrive in Uganda as part of her first leg of the global tour, codenamed the Imagine Impact Tour. At a press briefing in Kampala, Governor, District 9213, Mike Sebalu, underlined that Jones' week-long tour in the country will primarily focus on peace building and conflict prevention.
She's going to tour different projects that we are undertaking in the country that include the cancer program in Zambia, the blood bank in Mengo, the Heart Institute in Mulago, and there are also other projects that she's going to launch, one of which is basic education and literacy enhancement program, which is a flagship project for District 9213, where we are augmenting government efforts in enhancing basic education and literacy.
Jones is the first woman president of the charity, whose objective is to showcase what Rotarians do to change the world for the better, and to activate and inspire them as people of action and change makers. 86
clubs in District 9213 participated with 265 schools, reached out over 10,000 learners and gave out over 10,000 learners. We are augmenting the basic education through access, through literacy, through empowerment of teachers, and through influencing policy. At the end of the day, we want to see basic education enhanced because it is the foundation of everything in life.
Over time, the 4-5 million US United States dollars we receive in this country for the past 12-13 years is no mean achievement. This is the money that comes from our bank, the Rotary Foundation, where each of these Rotarians contribute to.
Rotary International, which Rotary Uganda is a part, is a charity organization that is engaged in global service projects that are impactful and life-changing. These projects focus on enhancing literacy, access to basic education, maternal child health, to mention but a few. Ali Asaba for UBC News.
Now, Uganda Debt Network have spearheaded the advocacy towards an Africa debt accountability mechanism as a critical tool for achieving public debt sustainability in Africa. This was highlighted at an African conference on debt and development in Kampala.
We are talking about $74 billion in debt. Now, we have had that kind of debt cancellation. And now the question is, why is it that our debts are continuing to take place? Talk about the recent debt and sustainability of the debt we have as a country and also as a continent to see how we reach a consensus on how to do it.
We need to structurally transform our economy so that we can be able to finance our development, so that we are not dependent on aid, but that requires that the entire international debt, finance, trade architecture works for our structural transformation.
We should have enough and candid discussion about these loans before we acquire them. Look at the terms and be open and transparent. Tell us about the terms upon which you're borrowing this money. We will be able to advise you to say, look, yes, we should or should not take this loan. Because we should be going for concession as opposed to commercial loans. The people we are getting loans from are commercial dealers. They want money. All they are looking out for is profit.
We have to borrow more to make sure that we sustain the investments that we've started on, and then also the infrastructure that is needed to spur development that again now will help us bring down the debt levels.
Lastly,
well, UBC News Tonight takes a very short break, but we return after these messages.
Honey, relax. There'll be no more worries about SMSs, phone calls, data, because Daddy has got an Airtel smart plan. There is even Airtel TV. It means no worries.
Enjoy life worry-free with Airtel Smart Plans, shareable among 5 people. Use every day and pay.
Did you know it is mandatory to have all births registered and a birth certificate issued? Failure to do so attracts a penalty of imprisonment or a fine. It's proof of age and belonging to parents, protects and provides children with legal rights from crimes and abuse like defilement and child labor. Give your children a good future today and have their birth certificates. For more information, visit the NERA office in your area or visit our website www.nera.go.ug. This message is brought to you by NERA.
Isimba ni MTN Kabode Super as you pay mpola for this smartphone. Make calls, update your WhatsApp status, watch YouTube, and Google anything under the sun with 2 GB worth of data every month for 7 months. Simply make a small deposit of 99k and pay the balance mpola. You can pay in daily, weekly, or even monthly installments while you enjoy your new phone. So what are you doing today? Visit any MTN shop near you and get the MTN Kabode Super easy.
Forget last season. Forget the oohs and ahs. Forget every moment that stole the show, because the real show is here on GoTV. It's the new season. It's action-packed, and it's going to be non-stop football. With over 1,000 games from more than 7 leagues and cup competitions, plus a World Cup. Make sure you get the best seat in the house this new football season. Get a GoCoder with 1 month of GoTV value for only 25,000 Uganda shillings and enjoy non-stop football. GoTV Uganda. Love it.
Hey, wanna race? I will love you. You wish.
Welcome back from that break, and now into the business scene. Technology has the potential to transform access to justice and improve the entire legal system. According to various stakeholders, if well leveraged, digital tools can enable justice institutions optimize and refocus their business processes, improve service delivery to users, protect human rights, and democratize access to justice. We have more.
The Justice, Law and Order sector under the Governance and Security Program, in partnership with the Innovation Village and other stakeholders, have engaged on a wide range of issues on how technology can be leveraged to improve access to justice.
There is a challenge of resistance to change. Legal institutions by design, even law practitioners by design, are trained to be a little far away from the ordinary man. It can be also just a mindset of intimidation. We're afraid of talking to lawyers, approaching judges, approaching government offices because, hey, I'm not quite sure if I'm safe talking to those people, or I'm not sure if they'll listen to me. I'm not sure if I can address my point easily. But if we transform digitally, it means that even in the safety of my home, in my sitting room, using my phone, I can get my point across and get the support through the formal system like any other citizen who is able and confident to walk in can.
The meeting in Kampala sought to create workable solutions, enhance partnerships and synergies for a digitally driven and integrated justice ecosystem. Worldwide, the justice system has been designed in a way that makes access to legal processes difficult for a regular person.
So we're trying to create digital solutions that everyone can use, that everyone can relate to. Just like everyone uses mobile money in this country, we want to make sure that digital access to justice solutions are optimized and designed for the ordinary Ugandan, so that at the end of the day, everyone can have meaningful access to justice, irrespective of where they are, where they come from, or their socioeconomic status. So it's all about affordable access to justice. Technology is just going to help us to achieve that.
Technology is increasingly being pitched as a solution to bridge the legal processes gaps.
And so what are we doing? We are appealing to government for an increase in funding so that the resources that we have can be leveraged to improve processes, and in future, what government is spending on addressing cases, if we bring down the crime rate, bring down the dispute processes, and the people disputing over ownership of property and so on, that resource will be saved and used later on in infrastructure in other places.
Whereas challenges and bottlenecks exist in the adoption of technology in Uganda's legal and justice system, efforts are being made by different players within the sector to ensure that digital innovations such as video conferencing for court hearings, e-case filings, digital exhibits and evidence presentation are increasingly used during legal processes. Dennis Igoa and Juman Samba for UBC News.
And now into sports. Uganda Cranes head coach Mitchell has named a 22-man squad to travel to Ethiopia on Thursday evening for friendlies games against Ethiopia on Friday and Sunday this week before connecting to Tanzania for the first leg of the CHAN qualifiers on the 28th of August 2022 at Benjamin Mkapa National Stadium. Now the team is comprised of 3 goalkeepers, 8 defenders, 5 midfielders and 6 forwards. Coach Mitchell believes the team named will be able to execute the task at hand. The first leg against Tanzania will be played on Sunday, the 28th of August in Dar es Salaam, while the return leg will happen on the 3rd of September at St. Mary's Stadium, Chitende. The winner on aggregate between Uganda and Tanzania will then qualify for the final tournament slated for January next year in Algeria.
Under 23 that is supposed to the CHAN competition. I need to remind that in these 22 players, practically we are having exactly half, 50% of under 23 team that are supposed to be our Olympic team for the Olympic qualifiers, African under 23 that is supposed to be September, October, November and then March.
final tournament. And when you look at everything, we are preparing ourselves for 2 competitions, to qualify for the CHAN and preparing practically backbone of the Olympic team for the under 23 qualifiers in order to qualify us to final tournament and later on to the Paris 2024 Olympic Games.
All right, and with that, we come to the end of our first edition of UBC News Tonight. But do join us for more stories in our second edition. Well, for now, we'll leave you with Molin Kenyana with our weather focus for tomorrow. Molin?